The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Up next on News 3, a new superintendent has been selected for the school district. We spoke with him last night. Find out why he feels he is coming home with his new position. Also, today was a monumental day for the Catholic Church as the Pope gave his final speech. News 3's Rachel Stuyving has more on his resignation. And Rocky's turning 3 this weekend. Find out what the university will be doing in celebration for Western's favorite pup. Coming up now.
Welcome to News 3 Live at 4. News with Jessica Adduci and with Chris Lovingood. Sports with Gabriel McDonagh and weather forecasts from our team of meteorology students at Western Illinois University. News 3 starts right now.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Jessica Adduci. Thanks for joining us. After a long wait, the Board of Education finally announced the school district's new superintendent, Dr. Patrick Toomey.
Principal and assistant principal in Macomb School District. He's currently working in the Savanna School District and will be stepping into his new position in July. Toomey says he's excited to work in the community that he has lived in since 1979.
I'm feeling like I am coming home. You know, like as I said in many of the community forums, my family and I have lived here for 25 years plus. My children went to school here. I was a teacher here, an assistant principal here, a principal here, and I just think it's great.
Toomey will start out as assistant superintendent on May 1st. 2 months later, he will officially start his job as superintendent for the school district. His contract with the school district will last for 4 years. And Macomb Junior High has been doing well for the last 3 years, and the state is taking notice. The Illinois Honor Roll List awarded Macomb Junior High an Academic Excellence Award. To qualify for this achievement, the school had to sustain high performance over the last 3 years. The Mustangs were on one of just 8 honor roll schools in West Central Illinois. And today was a historical one for the Catholic Church as the first pope in 6 centuries stepped down. Pope Benedict left the Vatican after pledging unconditional obedience to the next leader of the church. News 3's Rachel Stuyving is here to tell us more.
Well, in an emotional farewell earlier today, Pope Benedict made his last public remarks as the head of the Catholic Church. I talked to members of the local Catholic community this week about what this means for the church.
A few weeks ago, the world received unexpected news when Pope Benedict XVI announced that he was resigning. The near 86-year-old has held this title since 2005. Due to declining health, he is stepping down, something the Catholic Church hasn't seen in nearly 600 years.
I think it takes a lot of humility and a lot of courage to be able to do that when you feel like, you know, you're not going to be able to do it the justice you want.
The Pope officially resigned at 1 p.m. earlier today, or 8 p.m. Rome time. Although the announcement was a surprise to some, others say they saw it coming.
It's good for him. Yeah, he's an old man, because he's been talking about this through the years, and so it was unexpected, but not unexpected.
February 28th, 2013, a day that will go down in history. For now, Catholics here in Macomb and around the world look forward to what the future will bring.
The Pope represents Christ on earth, and I think it's a unifying figure, and I would see that. I would see it continuing to unify the church and move forward in a world that's pretty broken right now.
Cardinals will now meet in what is known as a conclave to elect the next pope. When there is a majority vote, that cardinal will take over. The hope is to have replaced Pope Benedict by Easter.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be an Italian. They're going to say, hey, we had a couple of guys from outside, now let's get somebody back again.
There was talk of a Brazilian pope, so chances are this time around it'll either be an Asian or a South American pope.
As Pope Benedict steps down, many Catholics keep him in their hearts.
And I'll just pray for him as, you know, as an elderly man as he prepares to die.
No matter what we do, God still loves us.
After resignation, Pope Benedict will continue to lead a dedicated life of prayer.
Benedict will spend the first few months of his retirement in the papal summer residence before moving to a convent within the Vatican. Jessica, Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Rachel. Western's famous mascot, Rocky, will be celebrating his birthday this Sunday. The dog is turning 3 years old. The campus and Macomb community will have 2 chances to celebrate with him. Your first chance is this Saturday at the men and women's basketball game, where they will be handing out cupcakes. You can also come say happy birthday to Rocky Monday in the Union from 11 to 1. There will be more cupcakes, buttons, and they will be selling calendars for $5. And if you plan on moving out from the dorms, tomorrow is your last chance to do so without penalty. March 1st is the last day to cancel your 2013-2014 housing contract with a breakage fee. This fee can be very expensive, ranging between $2,000 and $2,500. To find out if you are eligible to break your housing contract, log into STARS and select the UHDS Housing Information menu.
The state of Illinois has seen a drop in college enrollment. What's the cause of the thousands of students choosing not to go to a university? And how is WIU combating the issue? News 3's Dana Fulton has the official numbers.
You may think campus is a little less crowded this semester, and that's because it is. Western Illinois University has seen a drop in enrollment over the last few years, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly why.
If you look back over time, they do increase. You know, there's ups and downs. And sometimes it's hard to answer those questions as to why.
While everybody's looking for a specific reason, the numbers are pretty clear. WIU's full-time enrollment dropped 9.7% from 2005 to 2012. But they aren't alone. Eastern Illinois University and Northern Illinois University saw a decline in students also, but SIUC's percentage was the highest at 11.74%.
Arguably, one of the main factors in the enrollment decline is the financial aid versus tuition clash. For a long time, financial aid outweighed tuition, but now the tables have turned.
Last year was about a $500 gap on average that they had to make up. This fall, it was about a $2,000 gap. That goes from I can't buy my books to I can't stay in school.
WIU is trying to combat the loss by adding new scholarships for incoming students, analyzing which regions they need to recruit in, and advertising the quality of the academic departments we have here in the West.
We're struggling. We know that we're against many challenges, but we're acknowledging what those challenges are and focusing initiatives specifically to address those challenges. I feel like we're on an upswing.
In Macomb, I'm Dana Fulton.
Thanks, Dana. If you're looking to apply for financial aid, there is still time for you to file your FAFSA. Aldermen are still debating whether or not to approve a proposed ordinance for a local restaurant to serve alcohol outdoors. Macomb's Committee of the Whole met on Monday to discuss a number of things, one of which was allowing Chubby's to sell alcohol outdoors and on Sundays. The final discussion on the ordinance will be held at the next meeting on Monday. The committee also discussed the possibility of reducing the number of short-term parking spaces in the city. Alderman Dave Dorsett said that he wants to see less spaces in the city because of the cost it puts on business owners.
And spring is inching closer every day, and one staple of warm weather is opening for the season. WIU's Harry Masato Golf Course will open its doors to the public tomorrow. With scenic views of campus on 56 acres of Lemoyne River Valley, the course has been home to WIU's golf teams for over 25 years. Although the current weather isn't ideal for golf, green fees are $15 for students and $20 for the public. It may not be golfing weather right now after the recent snowstorms that have hit Macomb, but News 3's weatherman Nicholas Stewart has the current weather conditions. Nicholas, how's it looking for us right now?
As you can see outside the McDonough County Courthouse, you can see we got very low temperatures today, only in the lower 30s, 33 degrees currently. That is also our high for the day. You can see the winds at northwest, 15 miles per hour, a very cool wind chill. It only feels like it's 23 currently. So in the look ahead, we're going to have light snow showers throughout the day today and tomorrow. More snow is in the forecast at the beginning of next week. And as you look outside, spring is nowhere near in sight, and it won't be for at least another week or two. So we'll check back with the full forecast in just a couple of minutes.
If you're looking for something new to do this weekend, come and check out some of Western's most talented singers at the WIU Spring Choir Concert. The concert will be held this Sunday at 3 p.m. in the Kofac Recital Hall. Admission is free and is open to the public. We'd like to congratulate Josephine Johnson, Betty Casper, and Janice Welsh on their Writing Women Back into History Award. The award was given by the Macomb Feminist Network based on extraordinary contributions to Macomb and McDonough County. A reception to honor these women will take place this Saturday from 10 till noon at the WIU Multicultural Center. The event is free and open to everyone.
And it's that time again for Pet of the Week, and this week's pet is a cat named Tigger Lily. Tigger Lily is a lonely stray that was picked up and dropped off at the shelter. This kitty is between the age of 2 and 3. She is not neutered, but she has her first set of shots, including her distemper. This cat is not only super playful, but she is great with kids and other animals. Sadly, she has been in the shelter since November 19th of 2012 and needs your help in finding a home very soon. If you have any questions on today's Pet of the Week or any of the other animals, contact the McDonough County Animal Shelter. These animals need your help, so please choose to adopt. And we'll see a drop in gas prices.
Also, is Hostess making a comeback to fill your stomach? We'll have more after the break.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Gas prices rose 10% this month, making it the worst February on record. But AAA says relief at the pump is on the way. Apparently, the higher gas prices are the result of a slowdown at several refineries undergoing equipment upgrades. Less production meant higher prices for the time being. AAA says that work should be completed in the coming weeks and falling gas prices are expected to follow. Right now, gas prices in Macomb are $3.78. Twinkies and Wonder Bread are one step closer to making a comeback. Flowers Foods for Wonder's $360 million bid for bankrupt Hostess has been accepted. The deal was announced yesterday. Hostess products have not been produced since the company filed for bankruptcy in November, after the company had been selling delicious treats for 82 years. The next step for the two companies is waiting for the deal to be approved by the bankruptcy court and regulations.
Another sexuality issue has sparked many questions in Colorado. A 6-year-old transgender child who is being raised as a girl was banned from using the girls' restroom at an elementary school. The family was told that their daughter must use the boys' bathroom, staff bathroom, or the nurse's bathroom. The Transgender Defense and Education Fund has filed a state civil rights complaint on the family's behalf. As of now, the first grader is being homeschooled because her parents fear she will be bullied. And President Obama is facing strong opposition from many Republican lawmakers as he tries to answer a question. Is there a constitutional right of gay and lesbian couples to wed? Justices will hear verbal arguments March 26th, and a ruling will hopefully be made the last week of June. Illinois just recently ruled for a bill legalizing gay marriage. That bill is now moving to the full House.
Also in news, the countdown is on for a manned mission to Mars. Executives at Paragon Space Development Corporation want to send a man and a woman on a 501-day trip to the Red Planet. The spacecraft wouldn't actually land on Mars, it would just fly 100 miles above Mars. So far, the plans for the spacecraft is to reach Mars in 228 days, but the return trip would take 273 days, with re-entry around May in 2019. The projected date for the launch is January 5th, 2018, and could cost up to $2.5 billion.
Although the first ship lies beneath the waves, one man hopes to recreate the famous cruise ship, the Titanic. Australian billionaire Sylv Palmer unveiled blueprints on Tuesday of Titanic II at the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. Palmer says that the ship would be built in China and would cross the Atlantic in 2016. The cruise ship would be able to accommodate more than 3,000 people, including crew members. The ship will have facilities such as a casino, gymnasium, and theater.
When we come back, Nicholas Stewart will have your full weather forecast and what we can expect for this weekend. Stay tuned.
At what age is the color that your skin...
Cold, cloudy, windy, and a few flurries really defined the day today. Currently 33 degrees in Macomb with a very brisk northwest wind at 25 miles per hour, at 15 miles per hour, but that brings our wind chill down to about 23. It feels very cold out there. You can see we're a far cry from average and our record. Currently supposed to be 33 degrees, our average 44, 63 was our record back set in 1932. You can see regionally across the area, Chicago is at 34 degrees, Cape Girardeau, Missouri is at 43, And nationally, the warm spot Orlando is currently at 74 degrees. That's where the hot spot for the country is right now. Currently on radar, you see a few sprinkles across, southern Iowa, northern Missouri. I don't think a lot of this is even making it to the ground, but anything that is not accumulating to much. Maybe it's a light dusting. You can see the current midsection of the U.S. is very quiet. No watches or warnings from the National Weather Service. Currently, we have this trough that's digging through the Midwest here. Up here is our low pressure system that brought our very windy and snowy conditions on Tuesday. You can see cloud covers blanketing our area. Tonight, the cloud cover will persist through. It'll keep our temperatures fairly mild. And by tomorrow, we might get a break in the cloud cover. Late in the afternoon, we might get our first glimpse of sun in a while. But unfortunately, we're looking forward to maybe more snowfall. This low pressure system will be coming out of Canada and progressing through the upper Midwest, bringing more snowfall. Some early computer model runs, 3 to 6 inches of rain are possible. So tonight, we're overcast, a few flurries are possible, low of 23. Tomorrow we'll get up to 33 degrees. And as we look through the extended forecast, the weekend will finally be sunny, but unfortunately it will still be very cool. And as you can see on Tuesday, we're looking forward to the possibility of a few inches of snow.
Well, Nick, we do appreciate that. You know, Illinois has just been on a losing streak when it comes to getting warm weather.
That definitely is true, Chris, but we are definitely not on a losing streak when it comes to sports, right, Gabe?
Absolutely. The Blackhawks continued their winning streak on Tuesday. We'll have highlights and much more coming up in sports. After falling 60-54 on Saturday night against Cleveland State in the ESPN Bracket Busters event, Western Illinois looks to get back to their winning ways as they host conference opponent UMKC Kangaroos tonight. These teams met earlier in the season with Western coming out on top in a 68-63 win in Kansas City. The Roos had a comeback, outscoring the Leathernecks by 7 in the second half, but the great play by Western senior Ciola Clark III, who tied his career high in points with 27, and Terrell Parks, who finished the game with 15 points and 14 rebounds, was too much for the Roos. The Leathernecks have lost 2 straight games, but if they win out their next 2 games, they will at least own a share of the Summit League title. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. from Western Hall, where center Terrell Parks is questionable with an ankle injury. In Big Ten play, we have number 4 Michigan on the road taking on Penn State and the Nittany Lions last night in basketball. John Beilein and his Wolverines playing Penn State, who are winless in the Big Ten thus far. In the second half, Michigan up by 9, and they're in transition on the turnover, and right to Tim Hardaway Jr. for the slam. He had 19 on the night. Later in the second half, Tim Hardaway Jr. showing he's got the range. You can give me all 3 of those, Timmy. He had 19 on the night. But with Penn State down by 10, Jermaine Marshall started to do work in the second half. Kicked the ball around, and Jermaine Marshall, winner, kicks in the 3. Later in the second half, it's Marshall again, same spot, and it's same result. You can give me all 3 of those. 1 minute left in the game, Marshall on the spot with a tie game. Penn State up by 1 on the drive. Puts him in the spin cycle for the up and under, and he gets that. He led the team with 25 points. And Penn State pulls out the upset and knocks off the number 4 ranked Wolverines 84-78 for their first Big Ten win of the year. In the NBA, the Chicago Bulls hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were without Kyrie Irving, at the United Center on Tuesday night. Third quarter, Bulls down by 1. Luol Deng in the corner, spots up for the 3, and he gets it. Luol Deng finished with 26 on the night. Now in the fourth, Cavs up by 5. Dion Waiters takes it to the rack by everyone, and he had 25 on the night. Great job by him. Later now, Carlos Boozer for the Bulls. Get on the booze cruise as he drops the teardrop J. He had 27 on the night as well. Then late in the fourth, the Cavs' Luke Walton sets the screen and he knocks down the open J. Cavs now up by 5. Now, Luke Walton doing it on the defensive end, off the inbound, gets it, good hustle play, knocks it off by Heinrich, and he gets the ball back and possession. Cavaliers would go on to win 101-98, snapping an 11-game losing streak against the Bulls. The Bulls look to rebound as they host Drew Holiday and the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. Now we take it to the ice where the Blackhawks were looking to extend their point streak to a record 19 games, taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers take a 2-1 lead in the second period as you see Corey Crawford there. Hawks in the third now. Michael Rostoval takes a shot, blocked by the goalie, but he's there, and that's a goal. Take another look as it passes 5-hole for the goal, knotted up at 2. Great job by the Hawks. Game tied at 2. It would go to OT, and Patrick Sharp takes it to the cross, blocked by the stone wall, but Hosa's right there for the putback. And you know what to say, the ladies love Hosa as they knock in the goal and they extend the winning streak with a 3-2 win. The streak continues, and that's a record 19-game point streak to start an NHL season. The Blackhawks are in St. Louis tonight to take on the St. Louis Blues, where puck drop is scheduled for 7 p.m. Jess?
Thanks, Gabe.
And the NFL Combine was this past weekend. For many players, it was one step forward to achieving their dream of playing in the NFL.
But for one player, it was one step that made him take a dive for the worst. We'll show you the face plant after the break.
This weekend's NFL Combine wasn't what one draft prospect was hoping for. At the Combine, Syracuse's Shamar O. Thomas runs a 40-yard dash and then trips over the finish line, face planting in spectacular fashion.
Thomas would pop right back up and complete the rest of the Combine drills.
That is all the time we have for afternoon. For Nicholas Stewart, I'm Chris Lovingood.
And for Gabriel McDonagh, I'm Jessica Adduci. We'll see you here next Thursday. Have a good weekend.